Paris Johnson Jr., the 6th overall pick selected by the Arizona Cardinals. Paris, first off, congratulations. And I got to ask, I'm sure this is a moment you've dreamt of pretty much your entire life. When you got that call, when your name was called, how do you describe that?
I mean, it felt like a dream. You know what I mean? Like, I was just holding that phone so tight to my ear to make sure I heard every single word that was coming out of their mouth. Like, I couldn't believe it. You know, I felt like I was, like, you know, it's something I've been waiting for since I was 5 years old, you know. So, I mean, for me to be a Cardinal is insane, you know.
Your father was an Arizona Cardinal. You're now an Arizona Cardinal. Really coming full circle. How does that make you feel?
Man, I mean, I play with a lot of pride, you know what I mean? And to be able to represent this name in the franchise for the second time, you know, I wanted to mean something, you know what I mean? I want to be a franchise guy here. I don't want to be in for a year, 2 years now. You know what I mean? I want to leave a mark here. You know, I want my career to be in Arizona.
And you mentioned that you've always wanted to be an Arizona Cardinal. Now that you are, what are you looking forward to the most to rep those colors?
I think just getting in there and just starting to learn the room and then starting to hang around the guys. You know, I want to get to know the guys I'm going to play next to. I want to hang out with Kyler. You know, I want to know my offense, understand my offense, spend as much time in the facility. I think that just excites me because it's a new chapter, so the work begins again. It's a new system to get in the system, and you know, just being that facility was just had all that juice in there. I mean, it's hype. Right? How do you not come in there with a smile on your face? Everyone's in there hype.
And the Cardinals desperately need a protective force like yourself, and you get to protect K1, Kyler Murray. What does that mean to you, knowing that you get to protect and be the brick wall for such a dynamic quarterback in Murray?
I mean, that's what you want. You know, you want to play with an established quarterback, and him. I mean, he extends plays with his feet and with his ability and with his hustle, unlike any other quarterback in the game. You know what I mean? Like, you watch his hustle, you watch his fight. That's all you want. That's all you want a quarterback is from the fight. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to fight for you. But to know you're back there fighting and you're scratching and calling, that's everything. You play with that edge. Your whole offense plays with an edge when the quarterback does.
For those that might not be well aware of your game, what are you bringing to this franchise?
With violence. That's how I play. With violence and finish. That's how I do it. That's how I do it.
I love you, bro. I'm so happy for you, bro. I'm happy for you. Man, let's go, man. Do your interview, my bad. Can I see the jersey?
Yeah.
Greatness right here.
Man, and New Jersey is hard.
Yeah, what do you think about these New Jerseys?
Super cool, man. I saw it on Instagram maybe a week ago. I thought these were sick, man. So for this to be my new official jerseys, awesome. That's awesome.
I do have one question for you. Arizona in the summers, it gets pretty hot. It gets up to 120 degrees. Are you ready to bear those Arizona summers?
I'm ready to go. I'm going to pack my shorts. I'm going to pack my short sleeve shirts and some sunscreen, you know?
Paris Johnson Jr., now an Arizona Cardinal. How does that feel?
Man, this is what I always wanted. I mean, what better team to go to where my dad played, and now I'm here. Like, come on now. Like, you know, I rode past the apartments on my top 30 visit, and I saw these apartment buildings. Took a picture of my mom. These apartments look kind of cool on the outside. I like the rooftops. It's right next to the facility. She sends me back a picture, and she was like, those are the same condos that I stayed in when your dad played in there. Out of all the condos, I took a picture of those. Like, I'm like, bro, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just the coincidence just adding up. Like, I'm meant to be here, you know?
It's funny how it all comes full circle and it all works out. My last question for you, how certain were you that you would be drafted by the Arizona Cardinals, especially when they moved down to pick number 12? Did you lose a little bit of hope, or what were your thoughts leading up to your name being called?
At first, I was 100% knowing I was going to be a Cardinal. But then when that trade happened back to 12, I knew without a doubt, I probably wasn't going to be a Cardinal. But trade back to 12 with the teams that probably weren't going to pass on a tackle. You know what I mean? So when I got that phone call, I was like, I thought it was the Lions. You know, when I got that phone call, it was Cardinals. I was like, no.
Was it an Arizona area code?
Way. No, so they didn't call my phone. They called the draft phone. They called the draft phone that's right next to the old school way, the classic way. You know what I mean? So I heard that thing ring, and like I thought I was tripping, and then it rang again. I like dove at the phone. I'm like insane, you know. So.
And when you got to celebrate with your family, how would you describe those emotions? Again, a moment you've waited for forever. How would you describe that?
Man, just ecstatic. You know, I think for me, I always felt like when I got drafted, I was just going to come to tears. But I think the surprise of it, because one, it was off the draft phone. Two, it was from a trade up. Three, I just came from the bathroom. Four, I might have just said this, but, you know, my dad was called to be a Cardinal 20-some years ago, and I get the same freaking call, and he reminds me of what and Mr. Monty reminds me of what I told him. When I told him I finished what I started, he reminded me on the phone call. I'm like, whoa, what? Like, come on. I was hyped. I was ready to take some kicks, and I was ready to punch some stuff. I was ready to go. You know what I mean? I was hyped. That's how I felt in the facility with the energy that I had going on. So for me to be able to do that again, it's just insane. They had me hype on the phone the whole time. I'm screaming on the phone. Everybody knows I was getting picked. I was screaming, like, hey, let's go. I was hyped. You know? As
you should be. The universe works in very mysterious and beautiful ways. Paris Johnson Jr., your newest Arizona Cardinal. We appreciate the time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.